I believe that every single person who stands on a stage, whether it be whatever their art form is, musician, they stand this side of the camera. We all need something. We're filling a void of some sort. And taking
we do
full
it for free.
ownership.
And we do it, the more people there, the better.
But then that's where the income comes in. Because when you get, because like we all earn a lot of money doing the things that we do. I always say I would do this. Like we were talking before, I stand on Rob's stages. I'm like, don't tell Rob, but I'd do it for free. Don't tell him because I'm not doing it for free. If I'm going to get paid for it, I'm going to do it. We earn a nice life doing it. But I think that's when you remove yourself from the outcome. Yeah. When you're standing on a stage or when you're going on a podcast and demanding payment for it, that's a different exchange. It has a whole different
This is what I mean
energy.
by values, because values are the things that you don't need incentive. I don't need an incentive. I love getting paid for it, and I actually believe I'm that good. I should get paid.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
But you choose. I'm not paying you.
I don't. Well, you're paying Mark, and he'll do all the reels.
Exactly.
So I'll just be taking them off you.
Exactly.
But it's like the things that you value the most are the things that you don't need reminder to do, the things that you don't need incentivized to do, the things that you don't need willpower to do, the things that you don't need accountability to do.
You don't even need discipline because you just want to do them.
That's exactly what it is. You just want to do them. And actually, Dr. John DeMartini, who I've done loads of work with, Rob has as well, actually, he says that your biggest values come from your biggest voids.
It's true.
So I clearly have a void in that area of
attention
being on stage and being in attention. You know what's mad in coaching as well? We'll do a big war room where I answer loads of questions, and people get worried about asking questions because they feel like they're putting me out. I'm like, mate,
you're paying for this.
Not at that, but also, I love you asking me a question because I get to fucking show off.
Yeah.
That's legit what answering questions is, showing off.
But there's
it's
not
helpful,
enough
obviously.
people who are honest enough to say that. And I think sometimes you'll get, like, because I openly admit I'm very much an open book on stage. I teach property investment, but I start by saying, I don't love property, I never will. It's a vehicle. It is a vehicle for cash flow. I don't like tenants. I don't enjoy the ins and outs of property. But actually the reason I do that is it gives me the opportunity to have more time, more money.
Yes.
More time, more money means I can stand on a stage and I can speak and I can train and I can, be at my kids' athletics or take them to their taekwondo competitions.
In a helicopter.
But
Hey kids, come on, get in the chopper. I ain't getting no plane. It's your kids in a Scouse accent. I ain't getting no plane.
Not getting on that
mate.
plane, dickhead.
I'm not getting on that plane, mate.
No, you have to say dickhead with
No,
a Z
it's lad,
at the
innit? It's
beginning.
lad. Lad, I'm not getting on that plane, lad.
Is that your Scouse accent?
But
it is.
via Bangladesh.
Island.
Yeah.
But the reality is that we do these things because we're filling a void, but it's only when... And the reason I'm making light of that is I've been there when I was very first starting out in speaking
Property's
and selling.
boring, by the way.
Property is
I say this all the time. I actually invest in property, but I invest in the people who then who invest it. So we have properties. I just bought a fucking hotel, but I have nothing to do with it because I get the benefit of property. I get the upside, but I have no fucking interest in learning about. Me and Leslie did a little bit, and I was like, this is fucking shit. Boring. I don't know what half these words mean.
But I still think everyone needs to do it. Like, that's why I will, with volition, stand on a stage and go, everyone needs to do property. Yeah. It's legacy. It's being passed on generationally. It's the reason my kids can do be and have whatever they want to be, but they're not just walking into it and owning the properties. They're going to understand. Yeah. And that comes kind of full all the way back to Max, is that little ears are always listening. And when you said, you can't teach that about Nina, well, actually you did. Yeah. You might not have sat her down and gone, you need to give zero fucks, you need to have banter with everyone. Yeah. They're watching what we're doing.
It's a funny thing, because, Toni, we're in this place with Nina right now where she likes to interrupt. She likes to sing, and it does me fucking head in sometimes.
Is it like there's a mirror being held up?
I was told to shut up so much when I was a kid, at school, at clubs, by my parents, told to shut up.
Do you find yourself doing that with her?
I have to catch myself.
Yeah.
Because part of me's like, she is being annoying. She's singing at the top of her voice. But I also think, how happy must she be to walk around the house singing all the time? But then I'm like, fucking hell, you were doing my head in. And Max was like, Nino, you just shut up. So I'm just in this fine, but if I tell her to shut up so many times, will she eventually just shut up? That clearly happened to me at some point in my life, where I was working in factories and I was doing jobs that I hated because I'd shut up. Like, how many times do you tell someone to shut up before they just shut up and be like, there's no point in doing this? It's like, really Max doesn't compete for attention anymore. Like, he stopped competing for attention, so there's not much arguing anymore, but he's gone to a point where, actually, I'm just going to give up here. There's no point in me competing for attention now. There's no point. He's not going to win. I'm not even going to win. Leslie will go like, Paul, You're arguing with a fucking 10-year-old, man. What are you doing? But
That's the hardest argument, though.
Yeah, it is,
Well, at similar ages, I've got a 10-year-old, 13, almost 14-year-old.
Yeah.
And the amount of times I'm like, I'm going to leave the room because if this were in the street and you were anyone else, I would literally headbutt you. And
this is the funny thing. Like I don't want to. You almost don't want to beat that confidence out of them a little bit. I'm like, stop being so forward, Nina. But then at the same time, I'm like...
If she wasn't, you'd be saying...
stop being so shy. That's what I have to do with them. They're so opposite each other.
Hardest job in the world.
It's the best as well, though.
Without a shadow
of a doubt. You know what it's like? It's like business, right? I think business is the best job in the world, but also hard as fuck.
Yep.
And people only see that part because I'm
it's simple, but not easy.
It's equally rewarding as it is challenging. Yeah. The same as parenting. Like, you think about in business, I'm like, my favourite part about business is that I'm responsible for my income. But also, my least favourite part about business is that I'm responsible for my income. And loads of other people's.
Yeah.
So that's but the kids, the parents' thing's the same. Like, you get the best job in the world, but also the fucking worst job.
Well, you mentioned John DiMartini.
I'm responsible for keeping 2 humans alive.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you ever have that realisation, though, and I still have this, where, well, there's 2. One of them is when they'll shout mum, and I'm a bit like, shit, I'm a mum. And I've been a mum for nearly 14 years and I still find that. But then other times there will be instances because I'm like a big kid at heart and I'm the serious person when I need to be, but I'm stupid.
I'm very mature.
Like, no, you're not. It's literally could not be further from the truth. But I think when you own that, like I have this thing when my husband always knows when I'm tired because you know the way some people when they're tired they get grumpy.
Oh, I'm a bellend.
I'm hilarious when I'm tired.
Oh, really?
I find myself really funny, and I'll just start giggling at nothing. And Chris will be like, "Are you tired?" And I'm like, "Yeah," chuckling away to myself. Yeah, I'm just stupid. But I also think, see, ADHD brain.
We're talking about mums.
Talking about being a mum, that realization when sometimes you go, "How has anyone allowed me to be responsible for these little people?"
Do you not find that, Tony? If I'm away, I fucking hate being away from my kids. That's why I take them everywhere. If you want me for a speaking gig. And it's on a weekend, you have to pay me, but you also have to pay for my kids to come. Like, also, you need to pay for them to come, or I'm not coming. You also need to get tickets for the match. Really?
I'm away a lot.
Yeah.
But, and this, I don't think enough people are honest about this. I am a better mum because I'm away a lot.
You're better when you're back.
Because when I'm back, I'm fully present. I'm there. I've missed them. Like, you know, when people are like, I've missed my kids because they're at school. I'm like, oh my God, it's given me a break. Yeah. Because I adore my children. Yeah. And they are. I
still like to have my space when I'm on holiday. Leslie's like, you need to go and do your thing now, don't you?
Yeah, fuck off.
I'm like, what is it? It's go for a walk. It's read on my own.
So, you know, my holidays are like, come and sit by me, come and be by me. So I think the whole lesson there is understanding, 1, who you are, and 2, being comfortable going, this is me and this is what I need. Because I get a lot of that from people. Yeah. Sometimes it's verbalised and sometimes it's just a look. When you're like, I'm away for 5 days. I left my house. I don't even know what day we're on. Thursday. I left my house on Tuesday morning. Yeah. I'll go home Saturday night.
I think you know what I love about being away? You're teaching your kids as well. This is what I think. This is how I get my head around. I'm like, actually, you have to leave your hometown.
Absolutely.
You have to leave your hometown and go and seek out these opportunities.